we moved here permanently, we were here about 7 years, maybe twice a year. We really didn't know a lot of people. And when we were here full time, that's when we said, well, we really better get into the community. It was really very nice meeting everybody that was in Bal Harbour, and we were very happy moving to Bal Harbour.
We moved in 1997, been davening at Rebbetzin Vines Stiebel, and sometimes at the Big Shul. We led at that time a few of the people that were in Rebbetzin Vines Shul and some of the Big Shul, and we moved into the Coronado, start our own shul, our own Young Israel. We were able to get the office space that was on top of the bank, the AmTrust Bank. 2008, when I was president, we had 90 families. We were leasing month to month from the bank. The bank was sold to another bank, told us that we may have to move out, and they really didn't want to have the liability of a gathering place for a synagogue in their offices. And so at that point, we realized that we had to find our own place and our own home. And it wasn't very easy because of the fact that we had membership from Bal Harbour, membership from Surfside, membership from Bay Harbor, and we had about a third. And so we had to find a central location. Thanks to Max Deckelbaum, we found a piece of land. The situations with the town, with the zoning and the codes, we finally had to take legal action against the town. We also had to worry about how we were going to pay for it. We were looking at big budgets. We had a lot of good people that gave of their time, energy, effort, money. We were able to build this beautiful edifice that we're in now. Bernie Lack was the driving force in us becoming a Young Israel. I think that he's looking down with great satisfaction at what we have accomplished.
I tried to get involved as much as I could. We were a small shul, and there are still not too many people here full-time. The Shabbatones needed help. Some Friday night dinners needed help. Young Israel dinner, which was also very, very lovely. The shul was constructed. The architect is very talented, Jaime Shapiro, and he really basically did a lot of, the decorating. I thought his colors were amazing, and we selected things that he offered us to choose. The stained glass that Jeremy did is gorgeous. All of the work that you see in the shul, the woodwork and the fabrics, all came from Israel. So Jack and I went up to Kibbutz Levi a few times to check in Israel, to check on the progress of the woodwork, of the chairs, the benches, and the aron. Everything really came out beautifully, I think.
So the story of the building is a story that I could write a book, probably many volumes, because it was a long, hard, arduous task. And the rabbi came over and approached me at that time and said, you have to do it, otherwise we don't know. And it was a real difficult decision, but basically once the rabbi had asked that we do it, I couldn't say no. And I, along with some great members of our committee that we had working on this, we had Mars Kaplan and Israel Kopel and Joey Senker and Menno Ratzker and Max, and so many people that stepped up. And because to be able to, at that time, our budget was $7.5 million for the building, $1.5 million for the land. We were at $9 million, which slowly grew to $10 million, and then eventually to 12 and 13 million. And so people said to me, Jack, you got to be crazy to think that you could raise that kind of money. I always thought that God puts us here to take the first step, and once we take the first step, he'll help us along, and that's exactly what happened. I had to take steps with the town because they at that time didn't allow certain things. We couldn't have a place of public assembly. We had to go to court. We then went back to court, and we had to deal with that issue, and then we had to deal with being able to pay our contractors, but we did it, and it's now when I look back at the process, I could see that God was by our side throughout. The members that we have are just the most wonderful group of people that coalesce with each other, that love each other, and that are able to find good in everything. And I just found during this process the goodness of the people and the members that we have. We have a great community. We have great honorees tonight. Mayor Mbacha and Reuven and Iris are two wonderful, and they're the future of our community as well.
And that's such a wonderful place to daven that I think we already have that reputation. And people are coming to Bal Harbor because of the beautiful shul that we have and the wonderful rabbi that we have. And people are talking about us all over America and South America too. We do have so many fabulous people here. They bring their friends.
The people, when they come in here on a Shabbos, we always made it a practice, even when we were over the bank. We always went to greet them, have them move up front, sit up front. People that are visiting need that welcome. Our rabbi certainly makes them feel at home. I know specifically of cases where people said, you know what, I've been in different shuls, but in your shul I really feel welcome. And now that we have the building, they feel welcome in the building. People have come in and told me that this is the most beautiful shul that they've ever davened in. When we came in here finally for the first time, there was a feeling, there was a spiritual uplifting. We're just grateful to God that we're able to be here, and grateful that we have such a beautiful community.
We also have a wonderful youth program. We should have lots of children, just like we should have lots of adults.
To see continue is the friendship between all of our members, and sometimes as you grow in a community, it gets very, very big, and that seems to get lost. To have that beautiful, wonderful friendship amongst all of our members. Come here after they've spent some time of their lives in different places and with different friends. And for them to come here and everybody to be able to connect in the way that they have. And may Hashem keep us to be able to continue that for many years to come, everyone in good health.